Welcome back to Toy Story 2, and now we're in level 4, the construction yard. Teo's favorite, apparently.
Yep. I like the music, I like the structure, I like the objectives in it.
I disagree.
I couldn't remember this part from the movie.
There was like a slight, I think there was like a slight part where there was a construction yard close to Al's apartment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, to the game's credit, the game does have a thing where even if you fall from the top of the building, the game has this thing where
there's no falling damage.
Not just that, there's also a thing where you can activate a specific elevator to bring you to a specific section. The shortcuts.
Nope.
So to its credit, it's still annoying when you fall and you have to still, backtrack. Though I just wish we could have had something a bit different than this. But go ahead.
Now, folks,
Java.
to make something clear,
Why did both say that all of a sudden?
Hi Buzz, if you find my 5 missing little tykes and come back and find me, I will give you a Pizza Planet token.
Who the hell are you? Why are you asking me this?
Okay.
Why are your toy buds all around this construction yard anyway?
Okay, allow me to also say another issue that I do have compared to, and this time I'm actually comparing it to other collectathons. I'm actually, even, because I do have issues even in terms of its collectathon structure. Unlike something like Banjo-Kazooie or Mario 64, where each level has its own set of unique objectives to get power stars, or in or anything in that case, this game, each level has basically the same 5 variations repeated over and over. Like, for example, in the first level, we had Bo Peep asking us to go get her sheep. In this one, it's this guy asking us to get his 5 employees. We always have to get one of a specific coin for him. There's a specific puzzle, like it doesn't have quite the same kind of variety in missions that you see in Mario 64 or Bugs Bunny Lost in Time.
Well, it's not to say that they didn't also have their own recurring missions in there, but those were say 1 or 2 recurring missions, whereas everything else was often unique to that level. I guess, to be fair to this game, it does have the unique mini-boss here and there, but aside from that...
That's the thing, Joe, but the mini-boss is also the same thing. Although, to be fair, that doesn't work nearly as badly because, each boss is different, so it's fine. Okay.
The texture flickering.
Alright, so this puzzle is a color puzzle. You have to create all the colors that you see on that postcard.
The green primary colors.
So you need purple, then orange, then green. There you go, see? I just wanted to figure out this. Alright, so we have to... Okay, so what color do we need to... Okay, Shira, let's see if you did this well in kindergarten. Which color do we need to mix with yellow to make purple?
That's a tricky question, Pedro, because yellow is not required for that.
Yeah,
that's...
I know, it was a trick question. I was trying to... Okay, thanks for ruining my trick question, Teo. Dwebs.
Yeah?
What do you get when you mix red with yellow?
A color.
God, come on, Dwebs.
Brilliant.
But I don't know, we're missing a piece here. What do you get instead when you mix a fire with ice?
Steam. Yep, like Johnny said, steam. Yeah.
Condensation.
Alright.
You guys were chastising me for giving the obvious answer.
No, Dwebs, you didn't even get the
There you
answer.
go, purple.
There we go.
Fortunately, you don't have to do it on a specific order. You can do it on any order you want.
Okay, now to the game's credit, there are some unique puzzles all the same here and there, 4 tokens here and there.
You can also tell, thanks to, the fact that this puzzle was based on color, but the target of this game is, kids between 3 and 7, usually.
That might be why things are a lot more simple and repetitive.
Oh, and here's another mission that's common in all of them. Mr. Potato Head is always missing one of his things in his face or body in general, and you have to find it.
Sorry, go on.
I can sort of see the reason why they simplified it more. Tie-in games tend to have a much younger demographic checking them out for obvious reasons here and there. Therefore, they will often come to be more simplified versions of more intricate takes on the games here. So I can kind of see why this game was made that way. It is a bit of...
The thing about Mr. Potato Head is the fact that once you unlock, the power-ups are completely unlocked. You don't have to repeat the mission in order to do that, which is kind of the backtracking, because at that point you unlock power-ups that were in previous levels that you couldn't unlock before, and you can go back and finish those levels.
Mm-hmm.
Slinky, I'm trying to concentrate here.
Don't shoot Slinky, please.
Hey, boss, if you can find 5 missing wrenches and bring them to me in time, I will give you a piece of planet token.
What do you need wrenches for?
Slinky,
it's a dog, Jova. Get it? It's a mechanical dog.
Slinky, your best friend is in danger. I've got no time to be messing around.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I feel like we should have gone with a linear Crash-style platformer. That's what that's what I was expecting personally. A Crash Bandicoot-style platformer.
Disney apparently was reserving that for the Donald Duck game. I forgot what it's called.
Donald, what's it?
I think it's Quack Attack.
Going Quackers or something.
Quack Attack. I think it's Quack Attack.
I think it's named one thing in Europe and another in America.
What did you say, Quack Pack?
I believe that's the game that has an N64 port and a PS2 port.
I really forgot. I swear to you too. I thought I remembered where the 5th wrench was.
They're actually spawned in random order alongside the cement area. So it's not the same for each time.
Get this gift. From what I've heard, the N64 version of Going Quackers might actually be better than the PS2 version.
Well, okay, I saw the video you're talking about, that the reviewer talked about it. I can see what the person, I think it was Gilly the Kid.
No, it was Cat Icarus.
Oh, it was him then. Okay. But I get what he was going for, but at the same time, it's just a matter of how the gameplay was constructed. The N64 version is commendable for the fact that it manages to keep also the FNDs, which, it's rare for an N64 game, kind of like Resident Evil 2. But otherwise, I think the PS1 and the PS2 version are enjoyable for their own different merits.
So there is a PS1 version of that game too.
Was there a bit in the movie where they were in a construction yard?
There was a teeny tiny bit of a construction yard across from Alza Carmen, if I recall correctly. That or there wasn't, and this is just a filler level.
Well, it's okay. Filler levels are expected. Like for me, like if I was the one designing this game, what I would have done is I would have done something akin to a Crash Bandicoot game, since that was the most likely reference that they could have used for a linear platform at the time. And I would have implemented, again, like I said, the Buzz Lightyear video game as the first level. Then I would have, like for example, that bit where Buzz is trying to save Woody before Al takes him. I feel like we could have used the Andy's Neighborhood level from this game as a little obstacle course for, you could even want to make it like a timed level or something along those lines. That's what I would have done. I would have tried, again, basically doing what the first game did. That's what I felt would be the best probable scenario. There you go.
Also,
yeah, go ahead. The camera, again, like yourself, like we've said in the previous part, Jova, these platformers, especially the camera, do have their age. Yeah.
Okay, also, Tio, I was mistaken, actually. The video I was thinking of was actually from Ant Dude, not Cat Icarus.
Okay. Well, yeah, I remember now. I was talking about the three closed ones, and one of them was an M&M's game.
There's a burning screw. In fact, there's multiple burning screws jumping around, like
being thrown, actually.
Somebody's going to get sued for this.
Okay. They're being frontail, but they bounce like they're freaking ping pong balls. Like,
screws imbued with immense heat?
Okay.
Bye.
To infinity and beyond.
Okay,
Oh,
the mini boss of the level is a sentient jackhammer, so I get the idea they wanted to go with a similar theme. The fact that it's the construction equipment.
Buzz's face. Buzz's face in the reflection looks scary. Like that.
Buzz Lightyear is about to shoot you.
But why?
I do like that interesting cat that they have his one eye closed, sort of like how somebody who's aiming does.
Oh, there's also the fact you have heard it already for a while now, but there was just one right now. The game has Buzz talking occasionally to say some particular lines like, "Oh, there's no time to lose" or "There's no time to waste." In my country, actually says that. But sometimes some of the lines do not make any sense at all.
No, they don't. It's the same thing here too. It's the same thing here too. Like all of the lines that Buzz says in gameplay are taken particularly from Toy Story 1. Like for example, sometimes at random while you're playing, he'll say, "I'm Buzz Lightyear,
Space Ranger." Yeah,
Space Ranger.
Just now.
Like and there's never any reason for him to say it. Like it's like John was test playing it and thought, you know what? There's a lot of dead air in this game. Let's have Buzz randomly bring out lines from Toy Story 1. Like, I guess it helps with the dead air, but not that much.
No time to lose.
There you go.
Nope.
Oh fuck.
Whoa, bonk.
See the thing is,
he
you know what's
didn't
interesting?
die.
You know what's interesting? I'm about to complain about something. However, Toy Story 3 does this as well, because both Toy Story 3 and this game, okay, I don't know, but it seems like there's an issue with the grabbing mechanics. As in, when you're playing a platformer and you very shortly miss a jump, but you still manage to get on the platform because the character grabs the ledge.
Grab.
Yeah, ledge grab. Alleys and gullies. I hate this level. It's ugh. But anyway. Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, we get to see the scene in the movie where Woody was doing stuff on his own, even though it's not connected to level where it's coming.
Well, I guess to be fair, this is actually one of the better ones for me because it's just a little okay. Let's see what's been happening to Woody during this time.
Okay, like again, I actually like this game and I grew up with it, but again, the weird thing about it for me was always the fact that you never get a single level controlling Woody. Like, not even a single one. You can get, like, at least one with him fucking around in his office, but you do get one when you get inside Al's office with Buzz instead.
It is very weird because Woody is...
When you're looking with bad eyes.
So here's the weird thing. Woody is and always has been the face of the Toy Story franchise. So to not have him even be playable in Toy Story 2 is, well, again, I wonder if it was them thinking, hey, Buzz didn't get to be playable in the first game except for the end level, so I guess now it's his turn?
That's one thing that I really appreciate about the third game by Avalanche, because you can play as 3 characters, Woody, Buzz, and Jessie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure a toy like Buzz would be waterproof.
You don't actually get to play as the tortilla, Mr. Potato Head.
That's a good point, Joy. But but yeah, okay, so, honest question, guys. Out of a Toy Story series, which is your favorite Toy Story movie?
The second for me.
Third.
Again, more nostalgic value for me, and I think personally, at least for me, it's a better conclusive point. 3 is fine, but it's a conclusion that I could have lived without having to see that. Basically.
I get what you mean. Sure, what about you? Oh, don't tell me
Probably
it's Toy Story 4. 2. Yeah, okay, yeah. My favorite is kind of 2 as well.
Oops. You were saying about being... Yeah, surprisingly enough, despite what Sherry said, it's probably true about waterproof. Buzz survives underwater just fine.
Okay.
So it's kind of more
no
just
help,
a hindrance
drop or
more than
anything.
anything.
Just to finish my earlier point, yeah, the ledge grabbing mechanics in both this game and even the third one, you'd think the third one would have can be iffy. Sometimes they just don't work for me. There are times when even though I'm doing exactly the same thing I would do in other times where he grabs the ledge, it's weird. Anyway.
But
but
yeah,
the-
2 is my favorite as well.
That's nice. My big problem with this level, yeah, exactly. I hate Slinky's mission in this level. Howdy, boss. If you can bring me the 5 bones before you run out of time, I will give you a Pizza Planet token.
Basically, you have to take kinda leaps of faith where you need to do one jump in one direction, then do a complete 180 with the second one.
Exactly.
Basically, folks, if you fall into the water once during this mission, you ain't completing it because it takes forever to move around in the water.
The key to doing it is taking full advantage of the double jump. There you go. See, I was able to do that because I knew in advance. But when I did this for the first time, this was an incredibly frustrating mission.
Oh yeah,
Because I was trying to use the platform. I was trying to use the platforms. It's clearly a case where the designers expect you to know in advance how things are. Just try everything until you figure it out.
Basically, folks, as you can guess, this level is kind of sort of the water/sewer level of the game in the sense where if you get caught in water, you will move incredibly slowly. You won't die or anything, but it will impede your process. And as you know, getting slowed down to some players is sometimes considered a fate worse than death.
It also doesn't help that this is one of the levels that you need to revisit way later down the line because the power-up it's tied to it, the grappling hook, it's something that you get actually fairly later on in the game, and half of the level needs to be completed with that actually. So
this is definitely one of the more contentious things about collectathons in my book is the obvious, oh sorry, you can't go here yet moments where you will have to wait so much later into the game. And yeah, okay, sometimes if there's like a narrative that matches with you backtracking to a certain area, I can be somewhat more forgiving about it. But when it's something so blatant like this, that's just all the more annoying.
I actually don't mind it for the most part. Even when a lot of people, even the situations where people tend to not like for example, the first Metal Gear Solid, where you're forced to backtrack to get the sniper rifle against the sniper wolf. I actually don't mind that. I do believe the idea of backtracking for situations like this is a good, incentive to revisit a level you've seen before and, getting to see how much more powerful you become, stuff like that.
Like I said to you, when the narrative meshes enough well with it, and the backtracking is at least fluid enough, I don't mind it too much. What I do mind is when it's just, done for the sake of extending a game's runtime.
I guess, but like I said, it doesn't have to be necessarily just narrative, but also gameplay related. Again,
grab the ledge or jump instead. It's just
your fuel. So sorry, Pedro, you need actually the disc to power up to defeat that enemy, which is the one video acquired in the there you go, in the construction yard.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Okay. You know what, you do raise a good point as well. Sometimes even gameplay-wise, backtracking can be justified. I'll just talk it up to this. Backtracking is, again, it's a very tricky thing. You either do it well or you screw it up. And I know some people will say, well, yeah, no crap, it's like that. But backtracking seems to be something that a lot of game developers struggle with justifying properly.
Why won't he grab the fucking ledge?
Because there's no incentive to actually go up there.
There is, though. I want to go up. Okay, let me put it like this here. Even if technically there isn't, I still want my ledge grabbing mechanics to work consistently. What if I want to go in there, regardless of whether or not there's a point?
I suppose it's the game's way of telling you you're not supposed to go there.
Pretty much.
But I still want to go, though. I want to feel like I'm in control.
The giant moving hand icon there actually tells the fact that you're supposed to move the object instead of using it here.
Yeah, but I wasn't coming in here just to defeat these enemies, though. I mean, if I want to go here, I want the game to let me.
You could do that on the ground.
If I was playing Super Mario Odyssey, I would be allowed to. But whatever. Anyway. Alright.
That game came much later.
No. What you're supposed to do is to reach the higher platform, which has the button that inflates the balloons, and using that.
Okay, let me rephrase. Okay, I can use another one. So if this was Super Mario 64, I would be able to go there. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly also because Warhammer 64 is easily exploitable, so even if you're not supposed to do that, just crouch jump and Mario will do his weird...
Just do it anyway.
Satanic possessed flip shit and he will go, actually will able to go there.
Yes.
Alright, robot. See, this is another thing, like, okay. Well done, Buzz. Here's your Pizza Planet token. There you go. This is also another thing. The levels do eventually start outside of different aesthetics. The levels start feeling samey because there's not really any differentiating set pieces. There's not that much in terms of different gimmicks. You know, so the levels do kind of.
For the actual worst boss in the entire game.
But yeah, I hate that boss as well. But we need 2 more tokens before we go there. So I told you I was gonna have to go back. All right, back to here. Why not?
Wow, you went back to this level.
Well, why not? I still have to find all the rest of the employees. So or dolls or whatever these things are. Little thingies. So let's do it, why not? Hey Ham. You have a token for me? Well done, Buzz.
How do you even get up at all these places anyway?
Ham is the character that cannot move properly because of how it's designed.
He's literally
He's not even a
piggy bank.
toy, technically.
It's just a piggy bank.
There you go.
Okay, I
Back
guess
to
we might
Andy's
as well
house.
ask that question. What exactly decides if you're a toy in Toy Story?
Jova, like
Jova,
I said,
please do not.
To bring this
here.
Guys, normally I wouldn't ask that question, but nowadays we have to because Toy Story 4 brought it up.
No, we don't.
How was Andy's mom not cleaned that mess up?
I actually have a.
What even is that toxic sludge that's down there?
I don't know too. Again, context. Apparently, John didn't really think of context when designing these levels.
Mom, there's acid in the basement.
It's interesting considering
Don't worry, honey, it's safe.
It's interesting considering a lot of these levels, specifically from this game, will actually be reused in some kind of fashion. Will be practically recycled almost to a T for the Toy Story Racing video game. If you actually see the racing levels for stuff like, say, Toy and his house, it will have practically the same planimetry as this one. So there's also this kind of either consistency or potential laziness that Traveler's Tales actually had. They said, well, we already did the levels for this, so let's just, recycle these environments and just repurpose for our card game.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if there you go, he was doing it.
There you go.
Buzz, do you want to try that take again?
Alright, slime time. And now we're fighting a giant, well not giant, but a slime...
We're finding the basement acid.
We're fighting a slime acid monster inside a garbage can.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, again,
I don't know.
Despite me actually liking this game, this was a point I was stuck on for actually quite a while because the game doesn't tell you in any kind of way how you're supposed to defeat it. You should.
Yeah.
It's more intuitable through experimentation, but it still took me a bit to figure out. What you're supposed to do is to shoot it repeatedly until it shrinks to the point of being too shrunk inside the can. Don't ask me how that works.
Yep. It's like
Anyway.
it's again like okay. Here's an idea. How about a level based on that bit in the movie where they're trying to get across the road? That would make for a cool level / set piece.
Maybe they'll eventually do it Frogger
No.
style?
No.
Oh wait, that's right, they don't, I think.
I just think it's one of the. Okay, here's the thing. I genuinely believe that John Burton thought first of designing the game. Okay, let me put it like this. It feels to me. I know it's not true. I know what I'm about to say is not the case, but it still feels like this game was made, and only later they attached the Toy Story 2 license on it because so much of it doesn't really feel like it was made as an adaptation of the movie from the start because we have a boss here that has nothing to do with the movie or any of the movies. The levels and the gameplay are very separate from the actual, cutscenes. I just don't understand the logic behind the way this game was constructed.
Okay. To this game's credit, regarding the movie, there are like two antagonistic figures, Zerg and Stinky Pete. So I can see why they might have had to get a bit creative with some of the bosses. That said, though, maybe the other bosses should have just stuck to being toys, like the remote plane. Like, this is literally a freak of nature that could be dangerous to humanity who just happens to be hanging out in an alleyway. Again, it's sort of like the issue I had with the Turbo movie here and there. Yes, you can have outlandish stuff in your world, but have stuff that makes sense in the capabilities of that world.
There you go. So yeah, like Taylor said, you're supposed to use the spin to throw back his thingies back at him and put him back in the trash can. Obviously, right?
Actually, you can do the same thing by just shooting it repeatedly with a laser.
True, but it is easier this way.
I don't know. I think the laser bit is actually because you keep using just a charge shot. You're supposed to just shoot repeatedly.
Well, regardless, that's what you're supposed to do. Obviously, right? Like.
It's not the worst.
Oh, there you go. I just did it anyway. Yeah, you're right.
It is a bit arbitrary. That's it. I just realized it. Shiroi, Tito. He's made of trash, so he must be a toy. Toy Story 4.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Okay. For context, audience. Jova just saw Toy Story 4 recently for the first time, so keep that in mind.
Okay, let me just sum up Toy Story 4. Until Toy Story 4, Toy Story basically ran on the simple rule of, okay, this is how things are, but you don't need to think about it that much, because the moment you start thinking about it more is when you realize that it's kind of a goddamn mess. Toy Story 4 does the signature mistake. Well, no, not just the one mistake. It makes several mistakes. For one thing, it asks questions about the lore, it brings them up, and then it teases you with an unreveal, i.e., hinting at a reveal, but then at the last minute, dicking you out of it.
Yeah. Hey guys, we got a bonus movie that has nothing to do with anything.
Oh boy.
Great!
But yeah, sure. From what I recall,
again, John, I would have preferred to play this sequence instead of watching it.
Wait. Hold on. Why is this a bonus thing? This actually does fit in story-wise where we are in the story of the game. So
yeah, you're right.
This could have been a mini game.
Yeah, no, Jova's right, actually. That's one of the ones that actually works, to be fair. But yeah, I would have preferred to play this scene instead of just watching it. Just saying, John.
But, yeah, sure. From what I recall, you were very pissed off at how Toy Story 4 brought up the concept of what brings a toy to life, but then they just at the last minute said, oh, we're totally not going to tell you.
Yep.
Again, that's the problem with Toy Story 4. Why would you, make us question it if you don't have the proper answers?
It's classic.
Maybe that's what the next movie is
it's one of the all-time bad screenwriting mistakes. Don't bring up questions for which there are no answers. Again, Final Fantasy 13-2 is an entire game full of that shit.
And so that's why now we have to ask questions like, what makes a toy? Because apparently, according to Toy Story 4, if you put googly eyes on a pair of trash, that immediately brings it to life.
If you're not,
the secret is in the googly eye.
Okay, Jova, I'm gonna quote Greg and he's all interested back then. Again, the scene in Toy Story 3 where Mr. Potato is able to use a tortilla as a body. What if he does that to a dead person?
Oh,
yeah.
I guess technically
let's not dwell too much into the lore, please.
No.
Well, have fun with that wonderful thought in your mind, our audience.
Anyway, everybody, in the next part, we move on to the Toy Story, if I remember correctly. So, see you then.
See ya.
See ya.